Hi, this is Ed, just having a look at something here, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. So here we are at the coordinates you see on screen, and of course you can see the coordinates on screen if you want to check this out. Some people are talking about this specific site, which happens to be by a railway line, and for instance, you can see the trains there to the left. This is in Los Angeles. And the historical reference for this particular photograph is the 9th 2022. So let's have a look at what changes afterwards. Now, this is a specific location, as you can see there, and if we come down on the ground, we don't see a whole lot, right? It looks like a building site. There's some timber that's been laid out there, so on and so forth. So let's jump out so you can see where we are in terms of the map. As I said, we're in Los Angeles at the moment. And you can see as far as Los Angeles there, where the location is, right? There's Los Angeles. So let's go back in to the specific location and let's bring the image to today. So I'll bring that up to 2024. Now if we come down to the location, of course there's a lot of stuff going on, including, as you probably can see there's a lot of help in the landscape. Now I'm going to get a clearer image, so I'm just going to pause this because this isn't specifically loading very well, but you can see help, and this is beside the train tracks. Let's just get some better imagery here. Okay, so I had to reload it again. I am on a downloaded Linux version, but you can see there now that's a bit clearer. If we come down here and we just go up, you can see there's a few words that you probably are interested in. Here's one, Trafico, referencing like trafficking, right? As you can see there, help, Trafico, or Trafico. Here you can see LAPD. So help is there multiple different times. And I showed you the other photograph, which was from satellite imagery from, I believe, the 3rd of 2022, just showing a reference that this is a recent thing and not something from 10 years ago. So with the massive influx, millions and millions of people pouring into the United States, of course, there's multiple elements of trafficking. Whoever's being trafficked. A lot of trafficking is sex trafficking and trafficking of children. Now, they have said they don't know where the children are. Remember that article? They couldn't keep track of where the children had gone. They don't know. They have no record of where the children are staying. In fact, you had testimony in Congress of the individuals stating that when they try to find the child, they find that there's no reference or tracking of where the children go or who brought the children into the country, or even if the children are actually related to the people bringing them in. The video of children being drugged as they're coming through. You get it. I don't have to explain it to you. There's documentaries on it. There's a lot of information on it. But here is just something kind of interesting. Now, what else is interesting is that when this came to light and people started talking about it, there were some individuals that went down to the site. Now, it's my day off today, but tomorrow I'll have a more in-depth overview with all these kinds of videos and more information on this in the news roundup, which of course you can check out on the Mirror World channel. So I'll go on about that in a lot more depth. But for this cursory video, I just want to point out that they went down there and they found these air conditioning, what they called air conditioning units. They're actually just like a ventilation unit, really, which you see on top of buildings, which they reference. Now, they were sitting on the back of a flatbed down here for no specific reason, right? Why are they sitting on the back of a flatbed? Why are these ventilation units sitting on the back of them? These haven't been installed anywhere. They're just sitting on the back of the flatbed, maybe taken from a building, but they're sitting in the middle of this place. So, you can use that if you've got you've dug something out or you've got some area. Maybe they want to ship those somewhere. It just doesn't really paint a very good picture. I mean, help is a specific word that people are putting down here, help, right? And this can be seen via aerial view. So you know, it's kind of it is what it is. This is reality. I haven't heard about any police activity or busts in this particular location. Um, have they even investigated it? And even if they do, are they very good at it? They also found, I mean, the police. They found a bin down there, okay, like a dumpster, and in the dumpster, I think it was a dumpster from memory. Again, I'll play all this tomorrow, and it had all these children's socks, and or not, I shouldn't say children's. I'll analyze them more tomorrow, but just many socks in there that have been taken off, and of course, the removal of clothes. If you look into this, and the removal of clothes or identifying markers or just putting on new clothes in these trafficking locations, and I've looked at a number of them, you get a bundle of clothes they're just thrown away in the desert somewhere, right? These are always synonymous with the trafficking itself. Again, another more evidence is to combine with the words, right? To say, expect people to be looking at this location. I think there's probably been multiple. It's been reported to law enforcement, so we'll see what happens in regarding if anything happens at all. This is right next to a train track. Now, I'll tell you something about trains. As someone, it was like, I guess when I was 15, I missed the bus and I was in another town, okay, quite a distance away from home at the time. Not up to much. I just went over there, I think, to see a movie, and I missed the bus on the way back. So I had no way to get back, and I spent my money. But I didn't know that there was a train that went from this particular small town all the way to right through my hometown. So I jumped onto the back of the train when it was slowing down. I actually just rode it all the way back. Now, I wouldn't suggest anyone do that, but there is a whole culture of people that jump trains, obviously. And I can say, as someone that's watched these videos and followed train jumpers, that there is really no one really. This is different depending on where you do it, but there's largely no one. When a train stops, someone goes out, they have a look down the line maybe a little bit, but there's no one checking any of the containers or anything. That really doesn't. Maybe if it's a very important, obviously if it's an important load on there, they'll be checking it, right? But largely empty containers or something, no one's going to check. And anyway, in these specific things like trafficking, there's billions of dollars that are being passed around, right? You have whole entire NGOs that have set up encampments in South American countries that are funded with Western money through NGOs that's piped in. All of this is like so bad, but they pipe it in, and these people, they facilitate the trafficking. Some of them think, I guess, that they're doing something good, right? But what they're doing is they're selling these people basically into slave labor when they get into the United States. A lot of people fall into slave labor, right? And owe these people like way more money than they can ever pay back. Anyway, that is the satellite view of it, as you can see there. If we have a little bit of a more look around, get some more clarifications on these words here. So you can see there, get in a little bit. This is like so awkward to use this Google Earth. So you see what looks like federal, okay? I can't see the rest of that word. Obviously help. Look how many times help has been written here. I believe that's even FBI, but the middle of the B is missing. Now, I've looked at a lot of graffiti, okay, a lot of just random words that people write. They don't usually write stuff like help, and they won't write it like repeatedly. It's usually, stuff that people write, right? Anything. The help has a specific meaning, right? It has a specific meaning to people, right? And this is stuff that's not graffiti like written on a wall. This has taken time where people have laid out wood or laid out different materials in order to write help there. I mean, look at this. What is that made out of? So, and look how many times help is written. I mean, and this is where the location is. So people have gone down there, and like I said, they found that bin of socks They found these air ventilation units on the back of a flatbed that was, I guess, it was just parked up there. There was no truck. But this is right beside railway lines. It's right beside, it could be used for whatever. Right, you can see a massive container yard there, ship and train station, I guess. So this is a very interesting location, which is very close to being able to do whatever, right? And are you telling me that the helicopters and the LAPD can just continuously fly over this location and not see those words? Maybe they don't, right? Maybe they don't fly over there. But what does that mean? The least you'd feel would be like if hopefully people are ringing up the police department. I have no faith in these specific systems, but if they're ringing up the police department, the police say, okay, that matter's been investigated, there's nothing to it. Even that would kind of be meaningless. I mean, remember the person that was on fire in Christmas at the train station? The person set another person on fire, and the police just walked past with their radio. To me, that displays a complete detachment from caring whatsoever about anything. Who does that while someone's on fire? Well, if you're going to do that when someone's on fire, it kind of like makes you feel like, would they ever check a warehouse? Or does all these things only exist on like TV shows, right? There's a lot of great police officers though, but yeah, it's a world, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of pretty crazy stuff, but there you go. Anyway, you can of course go check this out to your leisure, and I'll talk about it tomorrow more. In the meantime, I'll see you later.